Autocross. This is solo number 2. This time we got the sticker put on the car ahead of time, so it looks a little bit more official. Today, it's not raining and it's not cold, so I'm probably gonna go slow either way. So I'm walking the course here and trying to find the starting line. Some of the things I'm looking for is just brake points and stuff like that. Obviously I'm not too experienced yet, but this is something critical that I picked up from last time. So early corner here, and you can tell by those cones pointing us this way. For those who don't really understand the cones of autocross yet, essentially they just act like arrows and tell you where the inside corner is. And so I'm walking the course now, trying to absorb as much details as I can. That way I'm not completely lost when we go out later today. It is a beautiful morning. So here's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Those cones are indicating a corner. That's kind of a wall, so if you can kind of tell, we're sweeping this way. And that's what I'm just trying to get an idea for in my head. That corner there, so we'll come here, then we're actually going to dive that way, just like you see those gentlemen going. And that's kind of the point of these course walks, is you're just trying to get an idea, first of all, of where the course is, and you're just trying to take in what the best like drive line's going to be and stuff like that. Now of course we're walking, and so we're not going at speed, so some of this we're not going to quite remember, but I think we're definitely going to be in better shape having done this. And it is a beautiful morning for the walk. The birds are chirping, so no complaining. And you can kind of see here that we got a slalom set up. Slalom, I don't know how to say it. It's a zigzag thing. So we don't want to be on the cone side, we want to be here, so we're going to dive here. Then you see on the other cone, we're going to be on the other side. So we're going to do one of these all the way through. Then right here after this cone, we're going to go into this area. I believe this here is the finish line, but you still can't hit any of these cones even after you cross the finish line. So you want to take it in here with a lot of speed, but then stop at the end, that way you don't wipe anything out and get any penalties. Looks like I took too long to walk the course. Now they're doing tech. I gotta go register at the trailer, then I'll do some tech. There are some neat cars here though. Just got done doing tech and figured out what class would be running if we weren't novice. Unfortunately, since I'm running an 8-inch wheel, I would be kicked out of the class that I'd be competitive in. Now we're running novice, so today it's not an issue, but I would actually be in an extreme class, which is kind of interesting. So I probably should have done some research on that before I bought just the wheels that I thought looked nice, but I need to be below 7.5. I'm at 8, so I don't know, maybe we'll look into a set of racing wheels and tires, something that's just strictly lightweight and doesn't look good, and that actually be able to save the tread on these. But for this season, we're probably going to be running novice for the remainder of it, for that simple fact. But do research on your classes before you buy the pair of wheels that look nice. I'm going to go walk the course one more time. Like I said, we're all done with tech. We're going to have a driver's meeting. I forget what time, but here pretty soon. I'll be sure to record that. A lot of cool stuff out. Now that's a rig. Very cool. Just talked to somebody who's on the board. They're going to get a spectator box set up for us today, and if you guys are interested in coming in and checking out an event like this, I don't think you have to pay anything, but you have to sign a safety waiver to be in the spectator box. And also, if you sign a waiver, you can also go in the grid with people that you know. So I'm going to try to get a couple of my family members up in the grid in between runs. They're saying anticipating about 4 or 5 runs. I thought this was a bigger event because it was bigger than the rainy one, but I guess they're saying it's not even that big, so we're still going to get 4 or 5 runs. Miata gang. Neat old roadsters. Now that thing is sweet. Alrighty, we're all set up in our grid spot. Like I said earlier, I'm going to try the GoPro mount on the helmet. That way you guys can kind of see where I'm looking and probably learn from my mistakes just like everything else on the channel. But beautiful day. Can't iterate that enough. Got our spectator set up way down there. Some things that we're going to check after the car gets off. We're just going to check the oil. I think I'm just going to make a habit of that. And a lot of neat stuff here. When the weather's nice, there's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. Okay, got parade lap.
And as soon as the focus goes forward, you just follow them out.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, just follow the gray dot.
So the point of a parade lap, and if you guys saw the last video, you saw me do it, we're just getting an idea for the course at a slow speed, and the things we want to look out for is we want to see how far out we're going. And so from walking the course, I know that this is a long right-hand sweeper, and it looks like I need to keep pace. So you can see the way the cones are laid, it makes a little bit more sense here. Every one of these laid down cones indicates an inside corner. And so I'm trying to get an idea of where our drive line's going to be. And this is that hairpin I saw earlier. So I know I want to come out here and be eyeballing where I'm going to be going next. Just like so. A little bit wide there. Want to try to backside these cones. Coming up on the slalom here. Big bump there. And that's it. 310. Not my best. It looks like we're lining up here. I think I'm gonna be up somewhat soon. I haven't had anybody in the grid tell me that I'm 4 cars out. The drivers meeting, they mentioned we're gonna try to get 6 runs today. That's exciting.
You're not catching it.
That's it. I think I saw a 60. I don't know if that's good yet. There's my hat. Right on the money. That was a pretty good run. Don't know how well I did, but I think I saw 60 seconds on the clock before we were leaving. Let me get my hat. I look like a Neanderthal. Car felt good. Still got some scraping issues there in the heavy corners, but I'll tell you what, I felt like I knew where I was a lot better. So I'm excited for the second run. Getting lined up here for another run. Did pretty well, I think, for the first time today. Like I said, 60 seconds, so we're going to keep an eye to see what we got. I don't know if I hit a cone or anything like that. The penalties don't automatically go to that clock, but I just got told like 3 cars ago that we're 5 out, so here we go. Go 58.6, 2 seconds better. Oh, 1.5. Got a little bit loose, and I'm sure that you're going to see it on the or saw it on the video, but that just some neat cars out here. That just means that we're trying. Cut off a 1.5 seconds on that run, so still don't know if it's any good, but it's good enough for me. Oil's looking good. I'll have to check the brake fluid. Still a lot of scraping though. Alrighty, pretty quick turnaround. We're back in the car. Got told a little bit ago that we're 5 out again. So we're on deck. I think we're getting stuff a little bit more figured out now. Definitely some scraping issues, but I'm not really going to let it hold me up. Try my best here. 57.6. Another second off. That'll do. Temp looks good. Got oil pressure still. We'll hop out and check the oil. Good run, good run. Getting faster each time. It's exciting. We're good. Just checked the oil. We're good. Check. Let me get out the light here. You can see I'm shedding a little bit of brake fluid here. Apparently one of my caliper rebuilds wasn't as good as I thought, but got a 57.6, full second quicker than last. That's a car. Quicker and quicker, that's the idea. I imagine we're gonna go here for our 4th run, then we got 2 more after that. Just got told that we're about 5 cars down, or we're on deck basically. So this will be our 4th run, I believe. Let's get it. Good save. Good save, man. Good job. Woo! 57.7 with a spin out. Man, I was on a pass there. That's too bad. So I lost it a little bit, just a little. Still doing good on oil. I lost it and I only went a tenth slower. Imagine if I would have kept it together. I think we got 1 more pass left, at least that's what I was told. They knocked it off from 6 passes to 5. I guess we're just running a little bit behind, but that's fine with me. Like I said, 5 is plenty for me. Gotta learn how to hold it together now. Earlier I had the problem of not giving enough beans. Now I gotta reel it back a little bit. Last time I ran a tenth off of my best time and I completely lost it. Well, kind of saved it, kind of lost it, but lost a lot of time on the back end. I got to get a different driving line because I've had a lot of issues with that back end. But we're 5 out. This is potentially our last run. Keep you guys updated on that. smooth as fast. That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully we didn't smoke any cones. Ran a 56.1 that time. A lot better, a lot smoother. Chose a different line and it definitely paid off. But now that I chose a different line, I'm thinking there's definitely more to give it. We weren't really on the edge of grip really for a lot of it. And so that's something, hopefully if we get another run, that's something we can do. How was your first ride?
Oh, a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Did you soil yourself?
No, not this year.
All right, we're gonna get one last run. The goal is to be smooth but fast. Clearly that worked last time for a PR. And obviously not hit any cones. Okay, obviously things are different. We're not at the airfield anymore. And that's because I forgot to hit record on my final run. So I didn't get any in-car footage, but fortunately Celeste did from the spectators box. So I'll go ahead and play that now. Quite frank, so you can't tell a time from that, but I believe it was a 56.1 is what I saw on the clock. Now again, the clock isn't an official time. It doesn't account for penalties, and I must have got a penalty on there somewhere because I think it claimed it as like a 57 at the end of the day. I didn't do as well as I was hoping to do in my class, but it is only the novice class. But I think the penalties really hurt me more than last time. I think it's because I was driving more aggressively. But the next parts of the video is just going to be some back-to-back clips of me doing ride-alongs with some people that are more experienced than myself and just trying to soak in how other people are doing things. And it was a ton of fun. So here are those clips. So this first ride, this was a pretty fun one. And honestly, it's a good comparison for my car. His car, I think I overheard him saying, makes 150 wheel horsepower. And my car makes somewhere around 100, and honestly, it's probably a little bit less than that. But he's a great example of somebody who's a momentum driver, and so this is honestly, this kind of seat time is really valuable for me, even in the passenger seat, try and get an idea of how somebody can drive a car that maybe doesn't have as much power and still drive it pretty quick. I think his fastest time of the day was a 51, which if I get close to that for this kind of course, that'd be awesome.
Oh no! Max Fun activating.
This next clip, we're riding in Parker's 300 wheel horsepower Miata. And this is a fun comparison because this is someday what I'm kind of hoping the Miata is going to get to power level wise. I think 300 might be a little bit much for me at the moment, and I tell you the truth, I don't know if we're ever going to make it to 300 horsepower because I want to really attain the go-kart feeling of this car. But hey, never say never. Boost is never a wrong choice. But just pay close attention to his driveline and what he chooses here. He's around some really good racers and stuff like that, and even people that design courses. But if you pay attention to his driveline, you'll notice he knows when to go wide and when to hug the cones, and that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to improve on.
There we go.
Feels nice when the boost comes on.
Yeah. I screwed up a couple times. I missed the shift in the second.
So this next clip is me riding along with Todd in his yellow Corvette, and Todd is a very experienced driver. He actually teaches in raceline schools and stuff like that, and so he's somebody that's really worthwhile to spend time around to kind of soak in some of the knowledge because he has a lot to give. He's a really, really good driver. This wasn't a perfect run, but it was still much more rapid than any of the runs I had, so there's still a lot to learn from this.
Now, I cannot get off the line here. My tires will not hook up.
Gotcha.
So I may not spin them. I may just try to short shift this and get it hooked up around the corner.
Gotcha. Okay.
Come on, hook up.
Ultimately, what I learned from those rides is I have to pay more attention to the driveline. And I was walking the course, and I think when I was walking the course in the morning, I was just trying to find out where things were going, because honestly, I never got lost throughout the day. I think all 6 of my runs counted, and some of them were penalized, but none of them were DNFs because I did stay within the course. But the thing that I need to improve on is, for one, not getting penalized, for two, finding a better drive line. That way I can get around corners quicker. The thing with my car is it's a momentum car, meaning like it doesn't have a lot of power, so if I lose RPM, I can't put my foot back down and gain the speed back. I have to keep the momentum and the RPM going through corners, and so that's gonna make me have a little bit different of a drive line than some of these other cars that are putting more power down. And so if it means I gotta take wider turns around some of these tighter corners, if that makes sense, then that's what we're going to have to do, because honestly, where I think we're losing a lot of time right now is when we're going around tight corners and I have to get out of the throttle, and then we have to, it's not quite low enough RPM to downshift. Well, it could be. I need to go to a racing school to really figure that kind of thing out. But anyway, if I could just go wider, I wouldn't have to dip down. It would be more of a linear turn rather than kind of a pointed turn. And this is where track is different from course racing, or track days are different than autocross events. In autocross, generally the shortest path is what's going to get you the bacon. It's going to be what gets you a quicker time. But with cars like mine, it's those wider turns for certain turns, not all of them. And I think the trick for me is going to be figuring out which of those turns I have to do that kind of technique in. From watching other drivers, go around the corners that I struggled with, it was evident that there was different strategies. And from riding along with people that have, momentum cars versus, higher horsepower cars, some of these guys that I was riding with, they're not really much more powerful than my car. Now there's others, obviously, that blow it out of the water, but some of them aren't really that different. It's the driver mod. It's knowing where to go. It's knowing how to keep the momentum. It's knowing how to handle the car. And those are the things I need to figure out.
Almost forgot
To film the outro, tell you guys about the second half of the event. Well, I'll just put it this way because I don't know how else to say it, but once again, that was awesome. There's not much better than that. I'm looking forward. I want to try to do some track days here in the future, but unfortunately all the legitimate courses are kind of far away from us, so this is kind of the thing that we're going to be doing for now. But this is sweet, and I think I said it last time, but if you guys haven't done anything like this or seen anything like this before, just get out here and check it out. There is a huge spectator box, and actually I had a lot of friends and family come, and they watched from there, which was sweet. It was kind of like having a fan club, and it was the best. I feel like we really improved today. We pushed the limit of the car, and right at the end there I figured out smooth is fast, fast is smooth. And that sounds obvious, but it's just something that you don't remember when you're just trying to kill it, and you lay down good times. But I think our first run, and I don't know how many DNFs I had. I don't think I had any DNFs, but I think there is multiple times where I hit a cone, at least 2 of my 6 runs, but I'll have to double check and make sure, but I'm almost certain of it. I think our first run, just looking at the clock, was a 60, second one was a 58, after that was a 57, and then I think we went 56, 56, or 56-6, and then 56-1 back to back, or something like that. Our final time was 56-1, and it did count. I did confirm that on live time, which from the other cars that I was running, like honestly, a fast car today was a 52. Well, that's not even true. I think a fast car for my class is running that 52-second range for this course setup, and it seems to be, I think the street touring or something like that, street Grand Touring Roadster. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. There's a lot of classes. But guys, it was a blast. If you're thinking about getting involved with something like this, just go out here and do it. It doesn't require any special kind of vehicle. You could come out here with a Honda Civic and tear it up. You can come out here with a Mazda Miata and tear it up. And you don't have to really worry about putting too much strain on the car. Car never got hot once today, and it's, made in 91. It's not exactly new. And so if you have something newer that's just fun to drive, take it to your local autocross. See if you have a region in your state that would do this kind of thing, because it's awesome. It'll make you a better driver too, is what I'm told. Today was a huge success. I really feel like I got better. My first competition, I was cutting off like 10 seconds and stuff like that. This time I was really struggling to get like half seconds or one full seconds, and stuff like that. And the margins are going to get slimmer the better we get. That's perfectly fine, but I think we're getting to that point now where we're starting to figure it out, and we're going to have to focus more on technique rather than just, know where we're going. And when I say technique, I'm saying like, I'm saying things like, you know, tightening up drive lines and walking the course and kind of understanding where you want to be. Because 4 out of my 6 runs, I had no idea how to handle the last, wasn't really the last corner, but the corner on the back side of the course. And that's where I lost it, I think, that 3rd time. And that particular run, I was doing so good, and then I spun and had to catch it, and I don't cost myself how much time, then I was only a 10th off for my previous best time. So I was on a tear, but that's just how she goes. I think Rather Be Racing got some good times down today too. If you guys haven't seen his channel, check it out. That's Rather Be Racing on YouTube. All kinds of good content, great dude, and just he's all about having fun. So I think that's gonna about do it for today on Slapdash Garage. This was Autocross solo event number 2. Next one's in a couple of weeks. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it to that one, but I'm gonna keep delivering on I'm gonna keep delivering on weekly content. I try to upload it every Wednesday. I think plans for the future, or that's the plan for this car, is to just do one thing at a time, get better and better and better. Sway bars were a huge success. I felt like I had more control over the car in the corners, and it was more responsive. Steering wise, we got to get our tire and wheel set up, figured out, and dialed in. I'm pretty sure we're just going to be running novice through the rest of this season, because I don't have that 7.5-inch wide wheel and tire setup that I would need to compete in a class that I'd be competitive in. That's perfectly fine. We're out here just pretty much having fun. That's gonna do it for today on Slapdash Garage. If you're interested, get out there and do this stuff. Don't be worried about failing. You know, something that we're all gonna have to do at some point. I try to do it every day. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching Slapdash Garage. Have a great day.